Alright, so welcome to my Quadruple Prestige video. Um, if you are watching this and you're like, what the heck is a Quadruple Prestige? Well, all it is simply prestiging 4 times in a single run. So prior to artifacts, this was impossible for very obvious reasons. I mean, you just didn't have enough time, couldn't get chickens fast enough. It just took forever. So I'm going to make sure whenever you start, make sure you have everything upgraded, 70, 1134, your silos built, always double check your artifacts. So today I will be running Monocle, the tier 3 feather, the tier 3 Monocle, the tier 4 necklace, and the tier 4 Ankh. You'll notice you're like, wait, that's a chalice, that's not Ankh. Yeah, so I have Dilithium Stones activated, and what that'll do is it'll increase the total time I have for boosting by 1 minute and 15 seconds. You could probably do it with a little bit less time if you are if you're very, very fast. But less than 4 is asking for trouble. Less than 1 minute and 15 seconds is asking for trouble. You won't be able to complete your prestiges, and you'll just waste a run. So that's no fun. And a disclaimer real quick, do not try this if you cannot not only double prestige to where you max your habitats, but triple prestige consistently, reaching probably 8 to 8.5 billion chickens. Otherwise, this will probably not be profitable for you, and you'll just waste time. So I have my tier 4 stones equipped, and I'm going to start my boost. Make sure you activate the right boost, by the way. It kind of helps. So, deactivating. And notice I'm running chickens the whole time. I don't let go of that finger. If you let go at any point, and you try to re-click it while you're trying to do anything else, it won't register the second input. You'll notice this if you try to build more than one vehicle at once. Like see how it only registered some of those. So my goal right now, I have done the math, and I'm shooting for 5.2 billion chickens per prestige. In order to figure that out, it's very simple. Try to shoot for about 4.5 billion chickens per prestige, maybe 4 billion, and then combine all of the prestige totals and divide it by the number of prestiges, or the number of chicken totals divided by the number of prestiges. And again, make sure you equip the correct artifacts. Because I've done that before, and I have been like, I could have sworn I should have been making more chickens. And lo and behold, didn't have the artifacts equipped. So it only takes about 10 times for you to be like, man, I should probably double check that. I'm like the Santa of chickens, gotta have a list, gotta check it twice. So I'm getting ready to hit the 5.2. So just have the prestige screen open and obviously continue to run chickens. So 5, 1, and 2, hit prestige. Okay, so I'm going to do something called the double jump. So as soon as that appears, tap the corner where the egg is. So start feeding, do it again. Find underneath a soul egg count, and that'll double jump you to the dilithium egg farm. And start running chickens while the screen is still black. So a nifty little thing they did was they made it to where as soon as the chickens enter the habitat, they start making money. Before, that is not how it was. So if you've seen any of my other videos, you noticed I used 2 fingers before, and that's because I was a baby chicken runner. I wasn't very good, I had a lot to learn, and so with this new update, they did something to quell the crazy scrolling, as it was called. So before, if you had more than a couple fingers on the screen, more than 2 fingers, and you try to lift one while you were moving one, it would do something called the crazy scroll, and it would be all over the place. So you noticed how I'm skipping some things? Notice your wheel in the top left. As soon as it passes far enough for you to go to universe, which will be dependent for every farmer at every single level, so it'll be different for everyone. Make sure that you are watching it, and as soon as it hits that, you want to upgrade, because time is of the essence here. In order to be more profitable for a double prestige and a triple prestige, you have to be very effective. But anyways, yeah, you know, I started out using 2 fingers, and people, they said, you know, oh, use 3 fingers, use 4 fingers, whatever. And I tried it, and I was like, man, this is ridiculous. Like, the screen's going everywhere. But after the update, it's easy. If you're a professional chicken hatcher like me, no problem. And watching this video and practicing, you'll get there too. Okay. So, notice how I started running chickens right there? As soon as I started upgrading matter reconfiguration. And so you'll see a lot of people, they'll do it a little bit differently. You'll notice I only built 1 single Hyperloop train, and I did not upgrade more than 1, but I built the other 3. And so, in order to do that, you have to be able to, and the reason I did it, so how you do it is real simple. You single click on the higher vehicles, and then quickly double tap. And what that does is it exits the screen, which is incredibly useful if you are trying to transition quicker. Right? Because if I were going right here, and I went to buy it, and then you have to click the upgrade, the research screen, this completely skips an entire window, which is like a whole second. You're like, well, that's not very good. Well, over several prestiges, it adds up quite well. So good on time, hitting that 5.2. And again, that number will increase as you get better tachyon stones, as you get better at prestiging, and as your earning bonus gets higher. So I personally can only jump to tachyon from edible. I can almost jump to graviton egg, but that's at 473s earning bonus, which I'm at 422, so I'm almost there, but not quite. And something you'll notice that people do, if you ever watch anybody do a run, so whenever they're upgrading stuff, if they miss a single tick or a couple ticks of upgrade, they'll like scroll back to it immediately. What I recommend doing is, if it is not a egg doubler, then it probably doesn't matter, and I wouldn't worry about it. I'd just skip over it. Another important thing to notice that I do is I don't put all 4 fingers down at once, or all 3 fingers down at once, or 2 fingers down at once. Like I said before, the game does not like to register more than a single input at the same time. Either it won't register it, or it'll just scream at you, do nothing, or maybe even stop stop registering the other inputs. So that's why I do staggered laying down. You'll notice that I stagger it in such a fashion that they all finish at the same time. It just takes time and practice to figure out exactly where that is, and what route to take while upgrading your research. So I like running chickens right there, and oftentimes, like I said, you'll see, you won't ever see me doing it, but you'll see other people, what they do is, instead of doing, they'll build 4 hyper trains the very first thing, right after they build their hab space. And I don't do that because it takes about, even if you're very fast fishing clicker, it'll still waste probably about 8 seconds. And the earnings you get from those maxed Hyperloop trains, compared to if you choose to max them later. See, almost ran out of running bonus right there because it doesn't like to register your clicks. But anyways, like I was saying, the amount of money you make is next to nothing, and it's actually a loss compared to the time you save in the end if you simply wait, right? Those 8 seconds, that's 500 million chickens, right? So you lost 500 million chickens per prestige, which is not entirely accurate, but you get the picture. Okay, so tap it, starts to disappear, and the reason why you wait till it disappears is because if you do it too early or too late, it doesn't register. So it's almost exactly 2 seconds after you originally upgraded. And also you'll notice, if you saw my last video, in the middle, whenever I was upgrading my machine learning, which increases your chickens per minute and affects your internal hatchery rate, what I do now is because I have reached where I am currently, you no longer have to do that. Okay, there we go. To Universe. Shout outs to my chicken group right there. You just got in the spotlights. Sorry, Buzzy. Sorry, Mr. Orange. Oh, but anyways, as I was saying, after you reach about 100S or a Yoda farmer, you no longer have to upgrade your monolith, your half space to universe to get all the chickens in order to reach universe in a timely manner. You can just you can skip the time it takes, exit out. And again, make sure you start running chickens before you start upgrading that matter reconfiguration. And also, just constantly be vigilant of your running chicken bonus up top. You don't want it to run out. You don't want to accidentally double click and it be lost in the abyss because they don't want you to win. They don't want you to succeed. So we gotta be better than the game. Okay. And then I'm just upgrading my vehicles. And if any of this is new to you, you have no idea what's going on, I'm gonna leave some just some information in the description to help you along. There's some more information about artifacts and the effectiveness of artifacts, what artifacts to use, as well as a link to the Discord, which the people significantly smarter than I am, significantly better at this game than I am, to help you along in your egg adventure. And look at that, 23 seconds left. Man, I could have easily gone to 5.5 on each prestige. That's for tomorrow. That's for next time. And again, the amount of chickens you want to shoot for in each prestige, you just average them all together. So you add up your total chickens, divide it by your total prestiges. That'll be how many chickens to shoot for in each prestige. All right, so I hit 6.3. It's pretty good. So, if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment or a like, and